Hey everybody, I'm David Marcel, and this is my comic book obsession. Today we're looking at 1.5 books. We're looking at The Goon, Volume 0, Rough Stuff, and Volume 1, Nothing But Misery. Eric Powell is pretty clear in his release notes of Rough Stuff that the book is named so for a reason, and he makes it pretty clear that he's only releasing it for completion's sake. And for cash. Mustn't forget the cash. So Volume 1 isn't actually Volume 1, but Volume 2. Volume 1 is actually Volume 0, and Volume 0 is more of a proto-Goon, with all the elements we know and love already mostly in place, but there are some changes in artwork and most notably in storytelling. Volume 0 is a lot more cartoony than the later episodes are. Like, characters like Mickey the Saw wouldn't really happen in later volumes. Me, I like having this book in my collection. You know, it's not the greatest that Powell has done for the Goon yet, but it's still a pretty awesome book. Also, a lot of the story threads that get picked up in Volume 1 start in Volume 0. Like, you understand why nobody talks about Labrazio. You understand who that weird fish guy is that attacks the Goon and Franky. Now, all those things start in Volume 0. You don't necessarily need to read Volume 0 to understand what's going on in Volume 1, but it helps. So what is The Goon? The Goon is a dark comedy series about an enforcer for the Labrazio mob, who, together with his buddy Franky, runs things in town. While waging a war against the nameless priest, who showed up with his zombie army to take over the city. But zombies aren't the only weird things running around in this city. Werewolves, fishmen, cannibal gunslingers, ghosts, child-eating elves, psychic seals. There's a ton of weird stuff in these books, and they all fit together very, very well. You could say The Goon is like the love child of a James Cagney gangster movie, Lovecraftian literature, and some of Tex Avery's shorts. You know, it sounds a little weird, but it's a genius mix. So let's get to
the verdict.
I think some of the major changes you see between Volume 0 and Volume 1, or where Powell went from self-publishing to being published by Dark Horse Comics, is that in Volume 1 he's got an editor. Things become clearer, everything feels a little more streamlined. He's not on his own anymore, he's got somebody helping him, maybe also putting some restrictions on him, and honestly, with some of his ideas, like, say, baseball with babies, that's probably a good thing. I mean, he didn't go totally over the top and totally into bad taste in Volume 0, but some of the stuff is very on the limit, and I think things just work a whole lot better as a whole in Volume 1. The whole story feels a lot more coherent. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of politically incorrect mayhem continuing throughout the series, but it's more focused. It's not just random stuff that just kind of happens. You can tell everything's kind of got a purpose. So if you're overly sensitive, you should probably steer clear of this. On the other hand, if you like zany, violent, politically incorrect mayhem, then this is the book for you. It's certainly the book for me. I give it 5 stars. It takes a ton of digs at pop culture, at other comic books, and at itself. And that's very important. It's got that tongue-in-cheek humor too. The artwork was perfectly fine to begin with, in my opinion, in Volume 0, and it's gotten a lot better in Volume 1, so I give the artwork 5 stars as well. Digital enjoyability? The usual, a little bit of artifacting when you zoom too much, but nothing that ruins the experience for you. Value for money. These volumes came out 2011, and they're still going for $11, which to me is very expensive. Other older volumes are going for $3 from other publishers. I picked up Volume 1 because I naively assumed Volume 1 meant this was the first volume in the series. And that kind of spoiled Volume 0 for me because I already knew all the twists that happened in that volume. So it's not that it ruined it for me per se, but, you know, there weren't any surprises. And part of the fun of reading The Goon is finding out what happens because nothing's as it seems, you know? So that was kind of a downer. Also, again, the price of $11 per volume There's this great collection out now of the Goon, the library edition. It's in hardcover, it's about yay big, and you get 4 volumes, volume 0 through volume 3, for $29 on Amazon. So if you still read print books and you live in a region where, shipping wouldn't come to $50 for a book, really consider getting the print version. It's really worth it. So value for money, because of the high price and because of the confusing numbering, I'm going to give it 3 stars. So there you have it. That's my review of the Goon, Volume 0 and Volume 1. Please like and subscribe. Leave me your own Goon stories down in the comments below. Did you like the books? What was your first experience with them? Also, be sure to share this video with your friends and check in next week. I'm David Marcel. Thanks for watching my comic book obsession. See you around.